Welcome back to another episode of Not for the Weak-Minded. This video is about the Sumerian king list and trying to make people understand the duality of time itself and how this is based on 3,600 years and how it starts with a golden age and ends with a fall. And during time itself, people go to learn the truth about everything to a golden age, a dark age, and how then through that dark age, that knowledge is then twisted to manipulate everyone using truth, to go against the knowledge of creation, essentially, to build a prosperous society which once existed before. And so this is a cycle that has been taking place for thousands and thousands of years. Now, to fully understand this creation, the creation of this place, you must understand that it took a long time to create in the first place. And so the first 9 kings, I'm speculating that they were the rulers that took it in turns to, be in charge of creating this place. Creating the dome, creating 2 domes, in fact, because of this principle, as above, so below. And essentially, through time, it all fell apart. And then the Great Flood happened, the Great Deluge. And this is what you need to understand geological time. These things were massive, absolutely massive. We're literally on top of them. Gigantic animals and trees and beings once walked the earth. So that got washed away, and then it says in the text, kingship then came down from the heaven again. And this is the interesting thing, is then the rules changed. People's lifespans changed. And the size of the beings on the earth changed. This is the time of the giants. And now it goes through a great deal of information to do with the time of the giants. And again, this is how you need to see history and its devolution, because it seems as though the gods have come down with immortality, got messed up around there, and in the reign of Ubara Tutu in Purapak, which caused, them to react in a way to stop whatever was happening, to wash away that sinful society. And so the same thing happened, and it's going to be a while before we see that event. I've not written it as the Great Deluge because it's not really said as in the texts, but there is an event that happened that completely changed again everyone's ages. And so we go from living for hundreds of thousands of years to thousands of years to hundreds of years. And so let's just go through some of these. Essentially, the Atab and Abu. And then the son of Atab ruled, the son of Makeda ruled. And now this one's interesting. So, Etna, Tana, was called the shepherd, and this is what it says, who descended to heaven and consolidated all the foreign countries to become king See? Is that Jesus? Did he consolidate all the lands to become king? There's multiple examples of who it could be. And this is why we need to go back through time and actually, you know, reanalyze every single thing we know. Because the Bible has got truth in it, but it ain't bloody right, is it? You know, it does say Noah was 952, but Noah's not on this list. You know, he is a descendant, and he did go to heaven. So which one is it? And so, we're just going to keep going down. Dynasty of En-men-Barazi. This guy made Elam submit. That guy's called the Shepherd. Rugo Banda, which he captured single-handed. Barrage C. Unog. Now Gilgamesh. That's Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh, his father, was a phantom and lord of the Kulaba. Was this a good time period to live in, Gilgamesh? It was not a good time to live in. And so what we have to try and do is go through time and put 3,600 years and see how many cycles there's been, essentially, of 3,600 years. And basically we need to put time back, because some of these have 2 dates from the translations of, and essentially there's a lot of work to do. This is like, I don't know, there's 3 different translations of the ages within the reigns on this chart already. And so there's so much work to do that I just hope you understand that there's no way in hell you're going to know history. There's no way, you know? No one does. Not even close to it. So, he was the fisherman. This guy, Demutsid, right? And he was the fisherman, and his city was Kura. And now there is connections to Demutsid being during the time of Jesus. That's it. Because there's so many names, it's hard. But I'm pretty sure the story of Demutsid is very close to the story of Jesus. Gilgamesh. This is all in the time of the giants still. Smith. So there we go, 12 kings ruled for 2,310 years, or 3,588 at the city of Unog. And they went to Irim and Awan. You know, and what you'll see in a minute is that it wasn't just, you know, it's regular people that were kings. The fuller, the popeman, even a woman. Good priest. There's this lady. This lady who made firm the foundations of Kik was a woman tavern keeper. She was king. She was king and she ruled for 100 years. She made the foundations of Kik stable, and her 2 sons later on ruled as well for 31 years. Which are there, Puzar Suen and Zababa. They were her sons. And you got the jeweler there. Sargon. See, we know the history of Sargon. But he was a giant still. This is where it gets to the point here, this point in history, at Kar Kali Kari, where it gets a bit messed up. Where 4 kings just randomly was fighting out for 3 years. And there's at the end of the list, I'll show you why in a minute, why this is a marker. because of what it says at the end of the text. And so these people here, the Gutian army, for the first 3 to 5 years, no one was famous. No one. You know? So the Gutian army, 21 kings, last 124 years, 40 days. There's things missing in this. For example, because of the translations, there was 4 different reigns for this guy alone, and it was, I wouldn't have fed it all in, so I've just left it blank. But you see, when it gets to this point where it's like the son of this, the son of that, this is stability. This is nobility, this is stability. This is reign of gods. You know, so may he have years of abundance and a good reign, a sweet life. Who's that? Ernanurta. You know, this is about now. This is about the ziggurats, and this is the time of man, you see. And there's 2 times of man. We've been around for 6,000 years. That's what it states in the Bible, and I'm gonna try and prove it. Absolutely. This here, perhaps, you know, it's gonna have to carry on a long list to carry on, but 6,000 years from now all the way to that point, I'm going to try and prove, because it says here that 39 kings ruled for 14,400 years plus X. And so that's essentially what I'm trying to do with this, because everything's based on the perfect circle, is put time back together again using, well, this and what we found out. So kingship will descend again from the heavens, and it won't be long, because unfortunately many of you do not know the time you live in, and they're coming down because they have to. They didn't have to, because we all had a job to do, which was to, you know, stop and wake up and see reality, know that we're created, know that we're special, know the words within the Bible to be true. But we don't see that everything we see on the television has to do with the Bible, and yet so many of you, as soon as I mention the Bible, cringe. You know, if people out there believe in the Bible, you got to stop it to a point, because it's not all truth in it. And if you solely believe everything in its truth, you're mistaken. You are part of a denomination. You are Catholic, and I am not Catholic. I am not a paedophile. So think, please, for those people that are solely religious on the words in the Bible, that the Bible's been manipulated and that you don't know time. So kingship will be descending from the heaven again, but there is going to be an extraterrestrial / you know, fake alien invasion, because so many of you believe Mars is real, even though it's a cymatic frequency device, and, you know, everything you see with your eyes in this world proves you've been lied to, which is why the sky's blue, because it's water, because it's domes. So there is a great deception to come from low Earth orbit, that because many people believe aliens are real. They are in terms of the archaeological, paleoanthropological record, but you've got to see the duality of that. You've got to see that a temple is just that, and that there is wicked spirits in all beings, all different temples, and today extraterrestrial reptilians, the serpent, has deceived you all. And they're going to carry on deceiving you. So many of you are going to believe peace on Earth when these aliens come down from space. It is fake. It is not going to bring peace. In fact, it's the end of days. You know, you're going to be deceived. And it's only after the gods will return and Jesus will return. After the Antichrist, after the 42 months of the beast, the abominations of the earth. We're nowhere near that yet. Anyway, we can still stop it. If people just wake up and go, hang on, I don't know fuck all. They haven't told us anything. So, history's a lie, ancient history's a lie, cosmological principles are a lie, geological principles are a lie. Everything you see on the television is designed to fool you using truth and lies for an agenda which so many of you don't understand because you don't understand you've been lied to. You don't understand reality, you don't understand your own existence. This has to do with frequencies and your chakras and water. You are the light of this world and you are special. You can make a difference, but you need to find that light and passion inside your heart, that fire to help. Most of you won't do it because you're afraid. Most of you won't do it because you don't know the true evils of this world and who is responsible, how it's right in front of your faces, and how those people still lie to you today, every day, for a reason on the television, which so many of you don't see. So, please share, like, and subscribe. Much more to come.